Hey nurse friends! Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, it's gonna be really quick. I'm just going to answer a question that one of my subscribers answered to me. I'm probably gonna try to put out more of these videos where I just record my response to some of these questions because number one, you already know I like to talk, so why wouldn't I make a video answering questions with me talking? And number two, I try to be as thorough as possible when I answer questions that people ask, and sometimes those answers are pretty wordy and pretty lengthy, so this kind of just saves me some time because it's a quick video and I can reach more people by putting out a video versus just answering to that one comment that not everyone will see. So hopefully this can help someone and answer this particular question. And my nurse friend that asked this question was, let me read it. Smart_brown_girl_TC. And she asked, how do you ensure that you're placed on the unit you really want to be on while going through a new grad nurse residency? Would really love a vid on this if you can. Thanks, boo. First of all, hey boo, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your day? Okay, so first off, I want to start off by saying that I know that there are different nurse residency programs out there where they don't put you on a unit from the beginning. You kind of just get in and maybe give like a general idea of what you want to do, and they allow you to rotate through different areas before either you pick where you want to go or you're placed where they feel like you're most successful. For example, let's say you wanted to be in the ICU. I know some nurse residency programs will have you rotate through several different ICUs, like maybe a neuro ICU or a trauma ICU or a cardiac ICU or whatever, and then at the end of that, you either pick or you're placed. My nurse residency program is not like that. I was hired into the unit that I'm going to work in. So I knew before I started working where I was going, who I was going to be placed with. So with that, your question is kind of asking me, how can I ensure that I'm placed in the unit that I want to go to while I'm in my nurse residency program? So for me, that didn't really apply because I knew prior to starting where I was going to end up. But I will still give some advice and try to explain as much as I can, if that's your situation, how you can be a shoo-in where you want to go. So I guess the best way for me to answer this is to kind of explain how I ended up where I am right now. So I haven't really mentioned this before, but my goal in graduating nursing school, I really wanted to get into the ICU. However, there were several obstacles that kind of prevented me from jumping straight into the ICU after nursing school. That's not to say that this is impossible, because it's not. I've seen it done. I know people that have had it done. However, this is my story and how things worked out for me. So the obstacles for me was, number one, I do not have a BSN. So 9 times out of 10, if you're applying to any ICU, they will prefer someone with a bachelor's degree over an associate's degree. Not to say that if you don't have a bachelor's degree, they're gonna be like, no honey, you can't work here. That's not the case, but I'm just saying that was one obstacle that prevented me. Number two, most people have some kind of prior hospital work experience, like they worked as a tech on an ICU or just a tech somewhere, and so they were more familiar with the hospital setting. I've never worked as a tech. I actually never worked at a hospital. This is my first hospital job, so that was my second obstacle, no hospital experience. And that was primarily because I did a 1-year nursing program, so I didn't really have time to work or do anything like that. All of my time was devoted towards my studies. Had I had more time, if I had done a different kind of nursing program, I probably would have looked into working while I was in school, but it just wasn't in the cards for me. So yeah, I don't have a bachelor's degree, and I had no prior experience in the hospital. And lastly, my preceptorship, or like my last class that I had in nursing school, is usually where people try to get into the ICU. I didn't have an option of going into the ICU. My two options were med-surg or going to a step-down unit. So of course, I picked the step-down unit. I'm gonna recap again. My 3 obstacles, again, were I don't have a bachelor's degree, I had no hospital experience, never worked as a tech, and lastly, my preceptorship was on a step-down unit and not in the ICU. So a culmination of those things is what kind of prevented me from jumping straight into the ICU. Now, could I have gotten an ICU job? Of course, I had an interview for one, and I'm sure if I had applied to more ICUs, I probably could have gotten a job. However, I don't think I would have gotten into the hospital system that I'm in now, or into a hospital system that I wanted to get into in an area that I wanted to live. So it's not impossible, but I'm just kind of explaining to you how I ended up where I am now. So with all of that in consideration, most of my interviews were for step-down units, and I'm okay with that. I liked my preceptorship on a step-down unit, and frankly, it's still critical care. I definitely get ICU patients on the floor that I work at now. That's a topic for a whole nother video. So let's jump right back into that question. So yes, I wanted to get into the ICU. However, because of everything that I just explained, getting into a step-down unit was just kind of what best suited me right now. So if I were you and I really wanted to get into a unit that I really want to work in, I would work as a tech somewhere related to the unit that I want to work in. So if you want to work in the ER, or if you want to work in psych or the ICU or med-surg, or you want to work within cardiac or respiratory or pulmonary or L&D or the NICU, if they allow you to do that, I would say get as much professional work experience as you can. If you can work while you're in school, because you'll definitely have an advantage over other people, because we all know it's easier for you to transfer to a nurse position if you're already in the system, if you're already an internal applicant versus being an external applicant to a new position. That would be my first tip. My second tip would be try your hardest to get into that unit for your preceptorship or for your capstone project, because those are two things that employers are going to look at. They want to know, okay, well, you want to come to this unit, what other experience do you have outside of nursing school? Those are my main advice tips on getting into the unit that you want to be on post-grad or while you're in your nurse residency program. Get some experience, pick that as your capstone project. And if you are one of those people where you're in a nurse residency program where you rotate through and you either get placed, you get picked, my advice would be the best kind of nurse that you can be. Nurse managers want nurses on their unit that are not only competent and safe, but are very personable. You want a nurse that is gonna smile, is gonna say good morning, is going to not only bring all that nursing knowledge, but have a great personality, because who wants to work with a Debbie Downer or just kind of like a boring Brenda? Nobody. So I hope that helped answer your question, and I hope I was able to help other people by answering this question. If you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer, please leave them down below and I will answer them as quickly as I can. And as always, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye, nurse friends.